Hi there, welcome in the point of your life where everything is changing. It's March the 15th, it's almost 5:30. Actually it's 5:25, and this spell, because today, actually tonight, I want to show you and I want to introduce you to the spell named by me in the Book of Magic for this year, the ultimate cleansing and protecting spell. This is actually one of first sentences I've been using in my new time of magic after my meeting angels and archangels in the forest almost 13 years ago. So this is the first spell I've ever received from my mother witch. She's more like whispering witch. You know, whispering witches. They mostly just whisper and praying and miracles are happening. They are not using wands or just, they are natural people, really natural people. And my own, actually, she helped me many times in my life. Although we are not communicating all the time via phone or just by internet, we are in touch mentally very often, and she's protecting me with every forest she's been at. You're at the forest or in a forest. So she was in the middle of forest many times because she's great in picking shrooms and collecting herbs, and she's really great witch, and she gave me that. So tonight I want to share, because you may need this. Of course, you may use this spell to, to fix many situations. Actually, I'm using this very often, sometimes even, a couple times a day, because it's actually like, impulse reaction of my organism right now. I'm using it like 13 years. And I won't actually tell you about this spell, but wait for that. I will read this spell from the Book of Magic. Actually, I'm in London right now and I do not have physical print, because physical print is printed in United States in, a very special place for me. So that's why I'm gonna read it from my Google Docs, and I know it's not that magical as we always wanted and needed, but it's gonna work. And besides, many people kind of believe that here in Poland, not like here, but in my in the place I was born in, and then I left, like right now, because the spark gonna come from Poland. The spark won't live in Poland all the time. Yeah, that's a prophecy, so I'm not trying to, So, check this out. Many people believe that I can write books, but I can't read, because I stopped to read books when I was 7 years old. When I was 7, I was spending a lot of time in a library. I loved it because every book has, something unique. Every person who ever wrote a book actually used letters, like, every letter possible in certain language to describe a piece of own soul through some kind of situations or storytelling or anything like that. So, when I was 7, I was mostly interested in books mm, and actually some text, um, strongly attached to religion, strongly attached to Jesus Christ, strongly attached to some kind of, you know, uh, ingredients smelling like the last 2000 years never happened. So I was like a junkie on this. So till I ended the 7 year of my life, yeah, I had the Bible, of course. Although I was reading the Bible only when the sun was shining on the spot where the Bible was, because I've heard from angels and archangels that I need to use the real light to realize what's real and what's lies. And yeah, Tupac said something, you know, kinda similar. So, but at those times, I've never heard about Tupac, and he's probably never heard of me at this time, but wait for that. Yeah, Holy Spirit of Hip Hop is probably watching us, I'm sure. So, to make long story even longer, in the Bible, those letters and actually whole sentences which were having this seed of truth were shining with a different light. It was like really glowing, and I was always touching books. So when something was glowing, I was making my finger to take it, and right hand or left hand, and I have it all in here. But I was reading also Ramayana and Mahabharata, which you probably think like Ramajana and Mahabharata, or some kind of, not some kind of, but the holy qual of all Vedic tales and tellings and stuff. Yeah, the word stuff, I think, supposed to be in that place, apparently. So another thing, I was reading Quran, I was reading Torah, I was reading everything I had access to, because I was so passionate about this. It was, for me, I was sure like I need to collect as many shiny letters as I can, because after that I'm gonna use them with talking with people and writing my own. But actually at the day when I ended to read Quran, Archangel Zadkiel appeared, and he appeared like violet light, and I was touching the sun, the light of sun, with my right hand, and I took my left hand like this, and I was, you know, just looking into the sun and feeling like the warmth and the shine and the light is immersing with my fingers, and because I was healing people often, so and I found that useful, so I was making it. And on the another, they appeared like a violet ball of light. And first of all, I've been sure that maybe that's my energy converted or something, but then I've seen that this is only a reflection from my glowing hand of something, or more like someone standing right behind. And that was like this, and that was Zadkiel, the Archangel. And he told me that this is the moment you stop reading books. And I was like, why? I love it. And he said, because if you want to tell people the truth, if you want to cure them, to heal them, to help them transformed with the truth of God, you need to reach the truth as high as it exists, as deep as its meaning, and you need to take it from out there and bring to people on earth through the letters and words, through your voice, and that's supposed to be pure. In books, you have the truth already transformed by human perception. If you want to know human perception, just be with that very human. So, I was 7 years old and I just stopped reading. School lectures, no. Poetry, yeah, because it's highest art. But mostly the books they were proposing us, that's fucking outrageous. In those books, people were sad, dying, were completely devastated. Yeah, it was in the Polish schools, practically from the very beginning, you're learning that it's gonna be really fucked up. So, right now, I'm really happy, like sparklingly happy and actively happy that I wasn't reading those fucking books in my school. Because every person who was, every person who had so great grades and this person was, you know, so fucking brilliant, everyone I've been like monitoring, I've been watching with my witchy skills, and because I was not only just curious, but it was like social observation. Every person who was really greatest schoolboy or the schoolgirls in my high school is right now very lost or is my patient. But I wasn't reading. When you are reading things, the things appearing, you know, before your eyes is taken as the truth, because your mind can't deny what you've seen. What you've seen cannot be unseen, isn't it? So, if you are using your eyes to take, I don't know, from some newspapers or any kind of stuff like that, to take any kind of bullshit, your organism and your brain is considering that, first of all, your free will to immerse with that kind of content, and another thing, like something true, because, you know, your senses can sense reality or you're crazy. So cross out, because I kinda like this word, because when people can't handle me, they mostly are using this kind of prison, but since they start to hear me, they became my students. So, you know, haters into students. Well, that's the conversion. So, to make this long story enriched with, yeah, battery low. Like, really? Is this happening? Shut key up, or someone else. Battery, we're supposed to have only like that. So, right now we have a choice. We have a laptop or we have a camera. But that's not the choice, because we're gonna have it both in a minute. My laptop is is such a device which you probably wouldn't be able to break even with a tank riding on it. And yeah, if you have any kind of devices, especially electronic devices in your home, especially like electronic devices you're kind of attached to, you're supposed to avoid witch. Because when witch is super sad or super excited, just check your guarantee cards. Maybe. Yeah. So the story is that many people in my country believe that I can write, but I can't read. So right now I'm gonna prove them that I can do both. And first of all, since I felt that you may need that spell very fast, and of course, if there are any kind of grammar fuck-ups, you can fix it. You can actually write your own if you can rhyme better. But because I was translating that, it's not so been present in English language before. But you need to understand the mechanism of that word spell, and that's why I'm gonna read you my own words I'm really sure of, and I'm gonna show you this spell. And by the way, you do not have to say it every time you need. You can evoke the energy from that very video, and you can hear that with my voice. Or you can write it down, and you can always think about this card or just that paper or this book you used to write it down. But it's working best when you are using it with your voice or just whisper. So I'm reading. Beware. The ultimate cleansing and protecting spell. It's hard to... Wow. Yeah, I'm clicking with... okay. Yeah, I won't say that. It's hard to imagine nowadays magic without life hacks like this one. Practical understanding of alchemy let all of us admit that as above so below, as inside so outside. So by giving Mother Earth our sadness, heavy energy, any kind of dangerous potential or just tiredness, we became clean in the process. So she will be also cleaner by herself, by erasing what we entrust her to change. Earth energy is vibrating in so many cycles and tempos that anything we will let her take away from us is eventually spread into atoms to fluently get back to own source of existence. In that case, water, fire, earth or earth house of element. It's also my favorite spell, and its power is very significant in my private practice, because it's the first spell I've ever received from my mother witch. One very wise whispering witch with beautiful love in her heart and knowledge in her life. I'm using it every day. Yeah, confirmed. At least once. Repeat it 3 times. Try its power and let yourself be free from any kind of negative energy. Best effects you're gonna observe while your hands gonna be touching the ground while whispering it. It's like, taking your hands and putting it on the ground. Like nobody is forcing you to make it, you just want to make it. Make it in your own way, it's working. So, the spell is: and everything was evil will soak in the earth, for us to be free from it, for her to convert. She will gently transform all bad into good, for you to soul purposefully understood. And everything was evil will soak in the earth, for us to be free from it, from her to convert. She will gently transform all bad into good, for you to so purposefully understood. And everything what's evil will soak in the earth, for us to be free from it, from her to convert. She will gently transform all bad into good, for you to so purposefully understood. So, that's the spell. And right now, that's the active spell. I can write it down below this very video, so you may print it, you may write it down with your own handwriting. That's also very important. It's like engraved in stone, like you are using the air element, which means words like divine wind, like wind made of words. Yeah, homework for in-betweeners. So this is this kind of spell which may require you to get outside of the house and really seriously to put your hand on the ground. Your hands in magic, in any kind of magic, are always not only the symbol but the most significant tool of your free will, because you are taking your hands and making a stuff with your hands, because that's your free will most often. But when your hands are tied, you are not free. So when you are taking your hands and put it in on the ground, that also means that it's your free will to entrust the Mother Earth and to become a stream of energy for a while. Because with that very method, you can get rid of any kind of sickness, any kind of trouble on emotional, or not only emotional but only higher energy level. And of course you can ground any kind of negative impact sent into your direction. So if you can, if you want, just spread this spell, share it every fucking where, because the world really needs to know that you are not powerless when anything is happening, and when you are experiencing something bad, it's just occasion for you to make your free will to convert something, to actually swipe it from the earth because you want it like that. So if you can't leave the building, remember that the world is like dance of fractals, dance of pieces of reality. So on any kind of carpet, if any time before there was a person on it who was on the airport, you may assume that is at least one single little stone from many places on earth. Maybe not every one of them, depends on airport and depends of but to make long story short, I'm here sitting on the carpet which I'm visiting first when I'm landing in London. And I'm always like, it's tribal, it's very wild of me, I know that, but I'm doing this because I need this place, this altar, this room, this situation, this circle, to have every possible water and earth I may need to do what I do. I do not make the ritual, I am the ritual. This is not something you can make, this is something you may become, if you feel that in your heart. So I have reason to become a ritual, so I became. And in that ritual, I'm making magic with my whole life. So if the frequency to make something happen, to protect someone I love, to protect his family, to make something important, important, yeah, but to make world a better place and better time for many people, I won't hesitate, and I won't never ask myself if I'm able to make it or I'm unable. Because I know that if the key frequency to that spell gonna be to dance naked on that table or any kind of table in entire universe, I'm gonna make it. If the frequency gonna need me to, the frequency I'm building gonna be in a need to be filled with, I don't know, taste of peach, like not vegetable but the fruit, yeah. Like, I'm not talking about forbidden fruits, although I'm very illegal vegan person, so I'm eating only fruits which are forbidden. But don't go down this punchline road, because I wouldn't have time enough to get you out there. So yeah, focus right now, and for you and for me. So right now, listen. If the reason I'm having in my heart gonna require me to make any kind, really any possible kind of doings, I was born to make it, and I'm proud to make it, and I will make it. So if anyone will even try to suggest me that something is impossible, that something is forbidden, or that something is just not for me to do, I'm gonna ask this very person. If this person has a little bit of time, and I will say, so fucking watch me. Because every person is a ritual, not every person is conscious about that. And in that ritual, one element of light, called soul, and known like a soul, is taking the water, the fire, the ground, and the air into one trip called life, into the one masterpiece called your incarnation. So, if you know what you are about, what's your main reason, what is actually the thing you are waking up and making anything in your life, you're gonna cherish the fact that it's sacred. And every person on earth is just a ritual. You may like me, you may dislike me, that's really irrelevant. Right now, I'm really happy that you have a reason to think about it. So, good luck. I have other spells, but you know, as every YouTube influencer, I need to change my clothes and makeup. Just kidding. I will record them soon, not in the same video, because I want you to pick which one you want. And by the way, every spell is an active spell, so use it even from that very camera anytime you want. Namaste, homies.